Right, and we talk about guys getting used properly or improperly, and here's an interesting thought coming down the pike is that Adam Cole's contract. Adam Cole is someone who's been used very well in NXT for the last 4 years, but apparently his contract is up like now. Apparently it's expired or it's going to expire. And there was a rumor today, which was shot down, that AEW offered him a contract. So that's not true as of right now. But there is all this speculation as to where Cole could go. And Biggs, I want to ask you the question: if you're giving Adam Cole the option of to go to AEW or to stay at the WWE umbrella, where do you think he should go?
Well, I think I think the biggest thing for him is his size. And I think he's a main event player. Apparently, Shawn Michaels is his idol. Triple H, they both love him.
Oh yeah,
so like I can see why he's there in NXT, but I think he's like, I don't know. It's like he's going to be feuding with Johnny Gargano for the rest of his life if he does that. So like I think that, truth be told, if he were to move to the main roster, it wouldn't be good.
He would sink, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think he would be a great performer, but I just don't think that they would give him the right storylines and book him correctly. AEW, on the other hand, though, I will say that they're giving, smaller guys like Pac and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like really good spots on the show. I think that he could go over to somewhere like AEW and be like world champion.
Yeah, you made a good point about feuding with Gargano forever. Because, like, at this point, he's 4 years in. He's done literally everything there is to do in NXT right now, short of becoming the GM and usurping William Regal. I just don't know what else he could really do. He's fought everyone there is to fight. He's generally beaten everyone there is to beat. And I think that just right away, being in AEW would be a huge change of pace because he'd be given all these fresh matchups. I think that NXT has changed a lot in the 4 years he's been there. It's not the same NXT it was when the Undisputed Era was around. Like, you look at the landscape of NXT now. There's Legado del Fantasma. There's Hit Row. There's all these other groups that are kind of, and these other wrestlers that are doing well. You've got, the breakout tournament, and you're looking at the guys in that roster, that collection, and who's coming up. It's not the same NXT. And I think that Adam Cole is at risk of, even though he is a great worker, I feel he could be at risk of being played out or passed by in NXT if he keeps staying there.
Right.
And I think it's great that he's got, his homies, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, like getting his back and stuff. I'm sure if he was there, he'd be a made man for life. And that's a thought. But then there's the risk of him going up to a main roster thing, and it's out of NXT's hands. And you see what happens to him.
At this point, I feel like they'd have to almost do like an organic Daniel Bryan thing with him and bring him up and just let the fans choose, because if they were to, because you remember, speaking of Daniel Bryan, when he took on Daniel Bryan before SummerSlam.
That's right. Or Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. He beat him.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was SmackDown.
No,
I don't remember.
It was on SmackDown. The
Okay.
SmackDown. It was right after the Crown Jewel show, and half the roster couldn't make it, so they had to kind of jumpstart the NXT invasion.
Right. Yeah, when they got stuck in.
Yeah, I remember that was actually a very memorable night for me because I had just flown in. I believe it was Baltimore or some other place like that for ROH, and I was in the hotel lobby, and like that match was just happening, and like a lot of the wrestlers were in the lobby watching it as it was going on. So that was kind of a cool moment to witness that happening. But yeah, I think with Adam Cole, it's like he's done all there is to do in NXT, and like I think he'd just be spinning his wheels the longer he's there. I think
Chelsea Green's his girlfriend, right?
Or
Britt Baker.
Britt
I'm
Baker
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, Britt Baker is his girlfriend, and so he'd be able to be together with her, and that's nice. Clearly, the situation they have now has not affected their relationship because they've been on the separate brands for a long time. But I think it'd be kind of cool. Like Cole seems to know everyone there. Like there's the video of him like at AEW company parties, like just hanging out with the other wrestlers and taking Brody Lee Jr.'s lariat. It's just like, it's one of those things where it seems like a no-brainer or a shoe-in that he's going to go there. Or if not now, then at some point. Right. I just don't see what the point is of him sticking around in NXT or WWE.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing right now is I feel like he'd be a bigger asset for AEW. And it's like he's one of those rare cases where I'm like, he definitely would be better.
And so it's one of those things where he could either kind of branch out and try something and invest in himself or invest in another company like that, like AEW, or go with the safe bet, arguably, and stay with WWE and be a lifer or something like that, or somebody who's just like part of that system, kind of like what Seth Rollins is on the main roster, for instance.
Want to hear more? Subscribe to This Week in Regret on YouTube for full episodes of the podcast, dropping every Thursday night. Don't forget, we're also on SoundCloud.